This is the Ultrahuman Air Ring, guys, and it's supposed to track your sleep, HRV, movement and temperature. Of course, other things as well. Now, here is the thing. I've been using this ring for almost 4 months and it's here on my finger. Usually, how I approach products is like this. I got sent a lot of products, this product included. I test it for a week or two to be able to produce my review. And of course, if I don't like it, or let's say if I don't like it enough, I just put it here on the shelf and that's it. But this ring is something different, and I've been using this ring since the first days I got it on my finger, guys. And besides this, of course, I'm also using my Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra. But I have to say many things about this ring, and in this video I'm gonna show you what I believe makes this a great product, the software, right? And also show you something very cool, the Ultrahuman vision board on my PC. To start with, guys, I'm going to first start the Ultrahuman Air application. Guys, something very important. This has been by far one of the best made mobile apps at all that I've been using, like forever, guys. Just the interface, the way it looks, all the animations, the subtle animations, all the graphics, and of course, this is not even the important part, but all the relevant information is there, and what matters most, the way it's presented. First things first, I want to show you how I am updating the firmware, because there is a new update to my ring. And what I like about Ultrahuman is that they keep adding new things, guys. So this might be interesting. Like, some might think, how the hell are they adding new things to a product that's already released? Well, yeah, and that's the answer, through software updates. Because since I've been wearing this for the last 4 months, they added more and more plugins. And yes, this ring here supports plugins and they keep pumping new stuff out, and I'm gonna walk you through some of the plugins that I use on a daily basis. Update has been completed, so now the application is connecting back to my ring. What you're gonna see in this video is basically my thoughts on this product for the last 4 months I've been wearing it, which is, I think, a rather extensive period of time. I'm gonna show you the type of information that this ring captures, and what it makes even more sense for me is I'm gonna show you how the software or the application is able to present this information. And also, something very important, and we need to set this record straight, guys. There is no subscription required for the things that I use. All right, so first things first, every time, like when I start the ring in the morning, it's going to calculate, my sleep score. And this is very, very cool. This animation is so nice. You can just see with some blur applied. It's just fancy, right? But okay, I'm obsessed about user interface and animation, obviously, but that's not what matters here. So this thing here, being almost like 2.4, 2.5 grams, really has all the sensors that can capture relevant information, such as your pulse, your blood oxygen, your temperature. It pretty much does all that this thing here is doing, minus of course the display, and at some point you barely just notice it's there. Some people are saying that our fingers here have so many blood vessels that the information that they are able to obtain from this part of the finger is actually quite nice. And I've been comparing this to my Watch Ultra, guys, and there are some differences. I'm gonna cover this. Okay, now let me just go and show you guys. The moment you enter the sleep, you're gonna see your overall sleep score. This is this information here, right? And I can just go back to all the months that I've been using this ring. You can just see I've been pretty consistent. So let's go back on this date. I got 79, right? So total sleep was 84. The optimal one was 9 hours and 5 minutes. I do have 63% of a restorative sleep, and I got an HR drop at 9:47 a.m. Guys, everything that you can see here is clickable information, so you can just go and do a deep dive. So let me just go on the total sleep. I go inside and I see the optimal one is 100%. I don't think I ever achieved it, but you can see it shows you an average last 47 days, community average, and you're getting this good inside information on things that can potentially affect your sleep. What about the restorative sleep? This one you can click. You're gonna see your average score, community averages, and of course some nice information on things that can help you to improve that one. So sleep efficiency, optimal, you get the temperature here, restfulness, consistency, you can see total sleep, HR drop timing, and a lot of these things are clickable. Then you have all the sleep stages. This is fairly standard for products like this. You get the awake, the REM, light and deep sleep, you get a total time in bed with the phases, guys, and the sleep cycles, and then of course the movement, and something that I kind of like, because usually, guys, I am disabling like constant HR monitoring on my watches because this kills the battery. This is not the case with the ring, guys. You can use it for almost like 3-4 full days with everything tracking, and there is a turbo mode that I'm using right now that really tracks everything with all the sensors all the time, and you can see it's very, very good at it. Will give you all that nice information and the lowest heart rate and stuff like this. And something that a lot of people have been asking me, does it have HRV, the heart rate variability? Yes, it's here. You can see the HRV zone, the wake period, you know, the morning alertness, room for improvement, tosses and turns during sleep, the average oxygen saturation, which is, by the way, a better function still is. And then, guys, something important, you can see this is here the average temperature. So you get a nice, very nice insight and a very deep insight on your sleep. And then let's go back and click the clickable items. So I can click on the sleep efficiency, like you're gonna get all these things that I showed you before. Your score, and then an average for the last 7 days and some community scores to just see where you are. But what I really, really like about this is that it's going to give you here something called the sleep depth, and the sleep depth is very good. What does this sleep depth mean, guys? So let's say that last night I didn't sleep well, got to sleep very late, woke up too early in the morning. It's going to calculate how much more sleep you need to even out the depth and get a nice recovery. So this is sleep recommended versus the sleep duration. And you can see, guys, my sleep duration, I think this is right now the last few days, is not great. It's been almost like 7 hours, it declined. And the app recommends to have at least 7 hours and 22 minutes. So this is in blue here, the sleep recommended versus the sleep duration. And I really like the way they present the information. And not only that the information is presented in such a nice way, but it's very self-explanatory. Like you can see, you didn't get enough sleep midweek. Incorporate relaxation techniques like meditation or reading before bed. As they say, accumulating is easy, paying back is hard. So it has a very human approach to the whole thing, and that's probably why they call it Ultrahuman Air. It doesn't feel so disconnected and so removed. It feels very personal and also very natural. All right, so you can also go and check the weekly one. All right, so the weekly one, yeah, still have the deficit. I got some periods with better sleep, I have to be honest with you. This is actually the whole design of the app. You get all these bias here. So for example, in the morning when you go outside, it will capture that you're outside, and it will recommend you to add sun exposure if that was the case. So 1 hour 34 minutes of sun exposure will help you reach 100% of your goal. And the moment I start walking outside, it's going to tell me, hey, you went outside, you want to log this as a sun exposure or not. And you can decide to do this if you want, because sun exposure is important for you to get vitamin D. And you can see it's here on top of the list. Now let's see the movement thing. The movement thing, guys, is really great. And that's one of the areas where I'm getting consistent gaps versus what the Samsung Watch Ultra is reporting. Again, minor gaps. And honestly, I'm more inclined to take the readings from the Ultrahuman Air. So let me show you something nice, guys. I mean, if I just go and show you days where I got like 100% score, it was because I really made a lot of steps. I set a target 11,000 steps per day. Every day I make more than this. Of course, I'm getting a nice movement score. Also, you have total calories, active and restings, timings and frequencies, active hours. You pretty much get a very standard information that you'll get from all the other tools, but just the way it's presented and analyzed, it's so nice. And you can go and get the daily, the weekly, and the monthly view. Let me just show you the monthly view, guys. So, all right, December, you can see. And in April, guys, I've been very, very active, and you can see my April average is just almost like 11,000, the weekly one as well. And going back to my favorite design topic, you can see we have a nice like purple hue here. At the moment we go back on the item menu, we got a different color here. So the whole application just is very fun to use, guys. And besides very fun, provides very meaningful information, and it's presented in a very natural, very personal way. Okay, what about the stress rhythms? All right. You can see we have the stimulated one, relaxed state, activity, sympathetic activation, and then you get all these fancy graphs. You were in a relaxed state for 82% of the day. You get a breakdown, phase that, stimulated, relaxed, and all of that. And again, here we have this very nice hue. When I click on the information, you're gonna get also some information about how the scores are calculated. And when you go back to the main menu, you get this nice big bars design. And this thing here is the caffeine permissible window, which I really like and use. This is one of the many plugins. Let me show you the main interface. Here I do have the battery information, my movement score, the stress rhythm, this plugin, the caffeine permissible window, my sleep here, dynamic recovery, the sleep depth that I show you, the social jet lag, guys. Yes, there is something like that. Also, the circadian rhythms, the body signal, which is crazy good, and I'm going to be showing this as well. Also, zones that you can create, and then, guys, very important, you get the individual markers. So here I do have my BPM, my heart rate, and you can see right now as I'm doing this video with excitement, it's elevating a bit. I do have my cardio age that is higher than my age, but I guess I'm not in good shape. I get my temperature deviation, my HRV with a 7 days baseline, the resting HR, the VO2 max, and also the SMART goals. So things like sleep early, wake up early, and all of this, of course, you can see here, and you cannot yourself, you can modify. Now, what about those plugins? If you want to supercharge, this is how they say your Rings experience, you can click here. And when you click here, guys, you're gonna see there some plugins you can download, and most of them here are actually free. So for example, I'm using the social jet lag to understand the lag between your body clock and social schedule, which is kind of nice. You have some things for women like cycle and ovulation, which you can totally get for free. Vitamin D, okay, open, so this means I'm using it. You have screen time, which I'm also using as well. Circadian alignment, all right. You have the caffeine window, which is to manage your intake of caffeine to enhance alertness and improve sleep quality. And basically, it's gonna tell you, hey, now it's okay to have a cup of coffee, and at some point tell you, no, right now it's not okay. If you are just consuming more coffee, you're going to somehow decrease all your parameters. Okay, we have pregnancy insights. We have a smolder alarm that I try to use, but it's not my thing. Shift work, and guys, there are some things that you can buy, but those are subscription related, like A5 detection, all right, the cardio adaptivity, and guys, there are more that will come soon. So this is what I like about Ultrahuman. They're really trying to get more of those plugins or power plugs. You can see travel, jet lag, and weight loss. Okay, now let me go back to mine's, the one that I'm using, and I want to show you. We have something called the caffeine permissible window. You can see from this graphic here, it's not okay to start my coffee very early in the morning. At some point it's getting better, right? And then, guys, at some point I just need to wrap it up. And what I like about this is going to tell you, hey, now if you have another coffee, this is going to impact, your sleep parameters. Now, back to the main stuff. So what happens with dynamic recovery? We have an indication for the resting heart rate, the temperature, and the HRV. I got a score of 89, which is, I guess, it's kind of okay. And what it will do right now, it will tell me, guys, here, the resting heart rate was elevated but within range, because it's gonna compare what is happening in the last 7 days. So it's gonna give me my average last 7 days, and then again to start with the community average and the top 10 percentile, I guess, like all the athletes, and some very nice tips. And you can see, guys, like I really like the way it looks. I mean, it's not really too much text. It's just right on point for you to understand what this metric is and how you can improve it to just get better if you want. We have skin temperature. Okay, it's elevated, but you can see it's quite okay. Some nice cool graphics and text, just enough for you to get the essentials, to get the basics, and to understand why this is important and how you can change it or influence it. Then I do have the 7-day HRV, right? So it's increased but within range. Then I have the last night's HRV, my sleep index, which is gonna give me average last 7 days. By the way, I'm not sleeping well this last few days. I'm catching up on The Last of Us and some other shows, and I'm staying quite late in the night, which is of course affecting my sleep. And then we have the current stress rhythm, and here, guys, HRV interpretation, the HRV 7 days rolling average trend, which is presented with a very nice graphic again, the 7 days baseline, the sleep HRV trend, which is really good enough information. But guys, let me show you. This thing here is probably one of the best parts. Every morning, boom, you get a notification, and I'm really getting a lot of notifications from the Ultrahuman Air application, and I like them because it will tell me to stand up, or it will tell me to click here, and they call my body signal. Now let's do this together with you. See? This was what I was talking about. Like when you start this in the morning or for the first time during the day, you're gonna get this nice blurry animation. And now it's giving me a good insight. Your total calorie burn has decreased by 70% from a recent week. Consistent calorie burn can help while maintaining metabolic health. Try to incorporate more movement into your daily routine to boost your energy expenditure. So now you can see calories down by 70%. So this was the average the previous week. This is now a new trend, and it's gonna give you all these trends and insights that will help you to optimize certain things if that's your thing. All right, sleep depth, we covered that. This thing here is the social jet lag. So your biological clock is perfectly aligned, your sleep schedule on work days and free days is synced. So this will measure how much you sleep during the weekend versus how much you sleep during a normal work week, and we'll try to compare it, and this balance will ensure your energy focus and overall being stay on the point. But the thing is, guys, you can go here and check what happened for the previous week. There are these nice metrics like the average sleep duration, of course the resting heart rate, the stress rhythm and everything like this, and it all works really like a charm. Now, circadian rhythm, guys. Those are the different zones, and it will tell you throughout the day where you are and what happened. So right now I'm in the circadian dead zone, which means that while light exposure and exercise have other varied benefits, exposure during this window has minimal impact on your circadian clock. At some point during night or evening, or when it's gonna get late, it's gonna get changed and it's gonna get you other advices. We have the minimum zone, we have the temperature minima, and that's important for the phase response curve, because this curve is describing the relationship between a stimulus such as light exposure, or let's say food, drinks, and exercise mapped to a response, in this case a shift in circadian rhythm. And the thing is, guys, you can use the data from this application to improve some of your parameters if you want to improve them, or let's say enhance them. And what I like about this is that a lot of this information, if not all of this information, is actually available on the so-called Ultrahuman Vision dashboard. And now, guys, I'm gonna sit on my PC and show it to you. So this is the dashboard I've been referring to. You can access this with your account directly on the Ultrahuman webpage, guys, and it's really good. And it's really good for two reasons. First, you can explore your data on a PC. You can stack a lot of data, I'm going to show you. And then second, guys, you are also able to export this data in an Excel file if you want to fit it somewhere else or do something else. Okay, so let's see what we have here, guys. We have the score heading, we have the movement index, and this blue graphic, the recovery score, this is the yellow part here, and then this sleep score with that color, right? And now it gets even better, guys, because we have this daily view, weekly view, all right? And let's go for a monthly view, all right? You can see, so I've been wearing this from December, January, February. I said 4 months, but it's probably about like 6 months of users. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months already. And what I kind of like it, guys, let's go back to the daily view. So I'm just gonna stay on this day. You can now decide what you want to get there. So let's say I want to get the movement score with my average heart rate variability, and you're going to get it there. And you can now see the daily average HRV values for each day. So let's say I want to get the total activity minutes. I can do this. Let's say I want to get my deep sleep. You can add up to 4 different metrics. You see, if I want to add another one, it's going to tell me you can only view 4 metrics, but it's very customizable. So what about sleep efficiency? Okay, you can get it here. What about the perceived recovery? And what about just the sleep score? So let me remove the REM sleep. I'm gonna put just the sleep score, my recovery score. All right, this is the recovery score, the movement score. This is gonna give me the average temperature for each day. What happens when we go down below? We have a selected range, so you can just select a custom range. Let's say I wanna get a custom date only from the last 2 weeks. And this is, guys, the last 2 weeks, my sleep score. And this is the recovery score, this is the movement score. Now from here, guys, you can also add up new graphics. So I can add the total steps, and eventually I'm gonna get also the total steps. What I kind of like is this thing here, guys. So I mean, yeah, this is very, very good. It's just, I think, a fancy animation. Your recent scores reflect great movement, sleep and recovery. Keep up the great work. Here, guys, you have also all the days, and you can definitely see what is happening, the movement index with the recovery score and the sleep score. And as I told you, guys, you're also able to download this data and put it in an Excel file where you're gonna get all the dates, your sleep score, the recovery, the movement. So this is very, very good, guys. And it all comes down just from the Ultrahuman Airing. So I'm just thinking using this product for half a year is gonna probably stay on my hand. I really like it. Mainly because it's ultra light, the battery is quite good, but I like it for 2 main reasons. It has one of the best mobile apps, and it presents the data in a very personalized, natural way that doesn't feel disconnected, that it's not flooded with so many details, it's straight on the point, and it's always getting better and better with all the work Ultrahuman is putting on the background with all these new power plugs being activated all the time. I really hope that this video is beneficial for you guys. I'm gonna put a link down below where you can go and check out the product, and if you wanna order it, you can also use my discount code. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. VST over and bye.